Welcome back then. Almost all set to go for the first half of Castleknock College against St Michael's. Energia Park is filling up as we check on the two team selections ahead of this first round encounter. St Michael's boasting a huge amount of experience. Andy Skehan recalling no fewer than 7 starters from last year's titanic battle against Blackrock here. James Sherwin captains the side from scrum half with Joe Quigley at number 10. Quigley and fullback David Lacey won a Leinster minor title together with the Dublin footballers a couple of years ago. Pat Wood scored a superb try in the semi-final here last year. Andrew Cosgrave at centre and David Walsh are the team vice-captains. Rian Coogan back again this year at tight head. So too Rory Brown and Sam Corrigan in the Michaels back row. Corrigan a dynamic presence with ball in hand. They'll look to him all day to get gain line. Castleknock bring a young team into this year's Senior Cup first round with 4 TY students in that starting 15. Conan Lennon captains the side from the second row alongside Ben Foley. Both of those players started last year's first round defeat to CBC Monkstown in the back row and are among 4 starting players returning from that match. The hooker Max Lavelle and centre Alex Tilley are the others. They have a big forward pack this year. John Cadigan, the tight head, a real physical presence around the park. Johnny Cahalan, a tackle machine at number 7. Sean Lavin, an explosive ball carrier from the base of the pack. And Corey O'Connor, a 4th year, an all-rounder at number 10. An exceptional potential talent with pace and a super high rugby IQ. Tremendous noise and colour and atmosphere around Energia Park in Donnybrook, as there always is. These young players have spent all the long winter months training and preparing for this afternoon, and over the course of the next hour or so, Bernard Jackman, one of these sides will have their name in the quarter-final hat and the other will have to wait and look forward to next year. It's a massive day out for these players.
Yeah, massive day, and all the preparation. A lot of these fellas will have been here in first year looking at the team 5 or 6 years ago and saying, I want to play there someday, and now they get a chance in front of their friends and family. And yeah, look, the conditions are tough, but normally these teams have the skill set to adapt to any condition. I think we'll have a great game.
Both sets of players acknowledging their supporters who have come here in full voice. So much more than just an afternoon off school for the supporters who play their part in terms of the pageantry and colour every year. And it is the conveyor belt of talent into Leinster Rugby, into Irish Rugby. Think back to 2013, I think it was, when St Michael's played Castleknock College and won by 14 points to 3. Ross Byrne scored a try for Michael's that afternoon in a team that had the likes of Ross Maloney, Nick McCarthy and James Ryan. Max Weston is the match referee. Castleknock continue to go through their pre-match rituals and routines, a little bit of breath work in there just to stay grounded and try and get that heart rate down to something like normal. It's not easy. Joe Quigley with ball in hand. Max Weston is ready, and this young man wearing the number 10 shirt for St Michael's, a brilliant all-rounder, exceptional athlete, a wonderful Gaelic football player and a super rugby player. Really difficult conditions for both sets of players. It's a slippy ball, a greasy track, all the pressure, all the preparation, all now becomes a reality, and it's just a time to steady things and go through the processes. Really good take from the kick-off straight away by Ben O'Toole, and the first box kick of the afternoon is brilliantly fielded high in the sky by David Lacey, almost bundled into touch, got it back on the Michael side, and look at the counter ruck this time from Castleknock. Ball's lost forward, scrum inside the opening 40 seconds.
Yeah, brilliant take from David Lacey in the air there, and in fairness, Castleknock tried to choke him up and throw him out over the touchline, but he just had the wherewithal. Great kick from Charlie Ward as well, just banging the money. But see here, look at the physicality there, but just as he's been put in touch, he has the wherewithal to throw it back inside. And unfortunately, from a Castleknock point of view, just their centre, Matthew Brennan, just lost in contact. But that's what Castleknock have to do. They have to get in, hassle and Harry St Michael to try and take him out of his stride.
Captain's armband on the left of the arm there for James Sherman, who feeds that St Michael's College scrummage right on halfway, and first real chance to have a look at this St Michael's backline. They elect to kick through Quigley. ricochet, bouncing ball over onto the far side. We've had a look at the first scrum. Now we'll have a look at a St Michael's line-out.
Captain, use this mark here.
Yeah, and that's a skill set of and a part of St Michael's game that they'll very much try and use, particularly in the conditions today. Just that kicking game of Joe Quigley. You mentioned he's Dublin minor, unbelievably talented footballer, ball in hand and through the boot as well. He'll try and find space in that backfield.
Good delivery from Maguire at line-out time, hit his target towards the tail of that shortened St Michael's line-out despite the breezy, slippery conditions. Set piece will be so vital now. There's a little bit of a sniping run from the captain. Sherwin, he's a real live wire, has good acceleration, covers the ground effortlessly and very quickly. Evidence once again of that slippery ball as Michaels just lose it forward. This time it'll be a put in for Charlie Ward on the Castleknock side.
Yeah, look at the delivery off the line. It wasn't perfect, but you could see there the power of Michael's ball carriers just getting on the front foot, and Castleknock just trying to get after James Sherwin at 9, but he's so alive to any little bit of space, and he makes the powerful break. But just there, just ball goes to ground, and when Michaels are on the front foot. But lots of intensity so far.
As we expected, there would be massive physicality.
Now both feet your side, out of the pocket.
Secured at the base by Sean Lavin, who breaks away, and he's immediately tackled by Rory Brown on that open side flank for St Michael's. Really strong Michael's back row. Joe Elliott on the blind side flank, and Sam Corrigan, I recall from last year, a brilliant ball carrier, as I said. Now then, Castleknock from inside their own 22, electing to use the boot and kicking it tight down the tram lines on that left-hand side. And there's always a little bit of a gamble kicking to this Michael's back three. David Price stepping in off that right-hand side. Lucy likewise, and Pat Wood on the left wing. Dynamic, brilliant, explosive back three for Michael's. All very comfortable with ball in hand, and here is Lucy with support on his outside from Pat Wood. A brilliant challenge to bring him down shy of the Castleknock 22, but Michael's will recycle. Quigley swallowed up by a sea of blue, dark blue jerseys.
It's nasty injury here on the left-hand side, Connor, just in that tackle. But hopefully he's okay. It looks like a concussion. The referee hasn't seen it.
Knock on advantage.
Ball has been spilled forward, so Castleknock didn't really have the option to kick there, so it was Corey O'Connor forced to carry.
Time off.
The referee will now stop the game. He spotted that the medics are attending to the Castleknock player on this near side, and yes, that looks like a nasty injury.
Yeah, he was involved in the tackle just on David Lucy as Michaels went from right to left, and you'll see Michaels trying to get the ball into the hands of the back three as much as they possibly can. Pat Wood is an unbelievably good player, representative player, but so are Lucy and David Price, and that's something that maybe can help Castleknock today. Just the conditions may make it harder for Michaels to get the ball into their X-factor players, but in fairness, the Castleknock physios was very much aware of the injury here and got onto the player straight away, and thankfully the ball never came back over this side, so there was no danger of a further injury.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate clash of heads between two Castleknock players, purely accidental of course, and the best of attention now being taken to assist the player on the ground beneath us after what's been a frenetic opening 4 minutes. As Bernard said, St Michael's with so much pace and power behind the scrum, electric runners. Castleknock now just getting into their little huddle, collecting their thoughts.
Yeah, it's been a feature of this Leinster Senior Schools Cup over the last couple of years, the increased competitive nature of the teams coming out of the league. So the bigger schools per se, the Michaels, the Black Rocks, the Terniers don't play in the league competition, but now you have teams like Castleknock, Gonzaga, Newbridge who have come into this cup competition and been more than competitive, and it's just increasing the strength and depth that's in the schools rugby. The bigger schools tend to have traditional friendlies against the top Munster teams, top Ulster teams, and the league gives the Leinster teams a much better competition structure.
So the physio care continues for Luke Mooney. Really talented player, as I said. He too, one of those that crosses over between rugby and Gaelic games, a keen Dublin hurler as well. So many big pack leaders in the Castleknock College side this year. The likes of Conan Lennon, of course, who wears the captain's armband, but alongside him, there is Lennon Murray, number 4. Number 5, Ben Foley, is a brilliant line-out technician. He'll call the line-out today. And equally on the St Michael's side, you remember David Walsh from last year, who had a big campaign. One of, as I said, 6 or 7 players coming back for another full season, having got so close to the final last year, just beaten by Blackrock, their experienced side.
Yeah, very strong side. And that's the way it is with Michaels year on year now. You just seem to have that balance of having 6 or 7 players who are Leinster under 18s in 5th year and come forward and play Cup 2 years in a row, and the odd one plays Cup 3 years in a row. And looking on the other side, you know, Corey O'Connor, who's playing out half for Castleknock. He's only a 4th year. Both brothers played SCT over the last couple of years. Really talented young player, and you know, they'll get great experience out of this, and they'll be there to lead the way for next year's 5th years and so on. And yeah, it's an unbelievable part of your school journey if you can be part of an SCT and play in this school's competition. Thankfully, Luke Mooney is now up and seems to be in better shape, so that's a real positive, because he hadn't moved there for a minute or two, but getting great medical care.
Yeah, no rush whatsoever. They'll take all due care, appropriate care, to make sure that he's absolutely okay before he's moved. But good to see him sitting upright. It was a nasty collision, I think, with Jaden Carroll on the right wing for Castleknock, who, as I said, were beaten in the first round last year against CBC Monkstown, who were back in the Senior Cup competition at this level for the first time for a few years. 22 points to 12. So Harry Matthews is the player who's going to be introduced to take the place of the unfortunate Luke Mooney. It's really disappointing for that young man to see it so early in the game. Purely accidental, just a really awkward, nasty collision. And I suppose the most important thing is that he's okay, and good to see him up and leaving the pitch.
Yeah, and he's a very talented player. There's been great reports about him over the last couple of years in the school. Had a strong league campaign. So at this level here, there's no HIA. It's literally any sign of a head contact, you're off and you're done for the day, which is really good to see.
Set.
So the game resumes after that stoppage with Charlie Ward feeding the scrum, and for the second time in a row it's Laffin who picks it from the base, but it's a slippery old ball out there and it's fallen into the hands instead of Pat Wood, and it's Michael's ball just beyond the Castleknock 10-metre line. Brilliant tackle. Ben Foley and Johnny Cahalan together stopping Michaels in their tracks on the gain line. It's already been quite intense, and it's picked up at that same level after the stoppage. Quigley into contact. Porrick Gilday trying to get in a good position over the ball, and it's spilled out the back momentarily. Ethan Black there to smother it again. Sherwin tries to get his side on the front foot again. Quigley sitting deep and sending one skyward, and in these conditions maybe there's a good reason to do so. So difficult. David Lacey.
No 7 release.
Sherwin once more, this time into the heavy carrying forwards, and that little exchange between Maguire and Brown brings another spilled forward ball.
Yeah, but you can see that Michaels are kicking because they have to kick because of the ferocity of the Castleknock defence, getting big double hits, smashing them back, and you just saw there Quigley had no choice. He ran out of numbers, put the ball up in the air, but then when they get the ball back there, Castleknock can be so careful. They were very narrow in defence here. You see it here. So if they reload here and they played a tip-on pass off this pot of tree, but if they played out the back, they were in all kinds of trouble. And just there, it's lost in contact. But Michael's had about a 4-man overlap on to be able to play the same way, and that's the challenge. In fairness, Castleknock is very happy to scrum. First couple of scrums being rock solid, getting quality possession off that.
So they take it up to halfway in the shape of Ben Egginson.
Let's carry back into the half. Hold in front, 4, 8, 5.
Backfield coverage, very good from Lucy, and he looks so comfortable under that high ball. Nothing easy, again, it goes without saying, in these tricky, blustery conditions on a wet ball. In tight they go to Rory Brown on that open side flank.
And use it.
Sherwin, the captain, again under pressure this time from Cahalane kicks one just up beyond halfway. Watched all the way by O'Connor. Big tackle going in from Billy O'Donoghue on the fly half for Castleknock that time. Ward. A little bit loose. Carroll comes in. And it's there once again for Charlie Ward.
Hold.
Position is good in the backfield. The cover from the captain, Sherwin, and he's got a lovely step. Making good progress and plenty of support on the shoulder to Elliott in there. The ball available for Maguire to play scrum half, and out the back this time to Joe Quigley. As he found the angle, just needed a little bit more on that kick. The idea was right potentially. Lucy to Price. We've already seen one little show of what he can do. Maguire again. Laughing this time with the first up tackle. That's all very, very tight. And it's worked out for Pat Wood here. Wood's got support on his inside. Rory Brown, his flanker was there, but Pat Wood just for a second looked as though he might elude that last tackle. Someone's lost a boot in the frenzy of scrambled defence, and Michael still carry on. Fraser McKenna, but it's a massive super hit by Ben Foley, I think it was, in the thick of the action in the engine room in there. 8 minutes in, and still we await the first score, taken on by Coogan on that tight head side. Sherwin again, good flat ball, and that's beyond the horizontal, potentially on Andrew Cosgrave. Referee happy to let play continue, and they reload those big weapons again. But look at the ferocity that Bernard's been mentioning time and again from Castleknock. They're meeting fire with fire here. Great physicality, integrity about that defensive line. They've got to keep it going. Lavelle coming through with a tackle, and they've infringed here. A referee has indicated a penalty advantage. Cosgrave again, still playing that advantage as the ball is wrestled free, so back we go for an offside penalty.
Yeah, and I think Castleknock will be happy to give away that penalty there, particularly if Michael's go and take 3 points. It's just really good defence for them, but they're starting to soak there as they went into 7 or 8 phases. Actually, Michael's going to take a quick tap here. They won more than 3. Castleknock haven't survived yet.
Drew Maguire, off he goes, and he makes progress. Takes 3 to bring him down, but they're only 2 metres shy of that line. And a great secondary shove that they've got there. Referee is in a good position, Max Weston, and he can see the ball grounded over the Castleknock try line. From the tap penalty, Maguire didn't quite get there, but on the secondary shove, Michaels have got the first try of the game. That's really well worked and just pure raw power. It's really, really good. And it's David Walsh, I think, who's got the score, watching with 4 on his back.
Yeah, well, look, Walsh is the one who gets over there, but massive credit to Joe Elliott, the number 6. See how he latches on and gets a really good body position. Sometimes you see that latch being very high up the back of the ball carrier. He gets his shoulder underneath the backside and just gives him that power to get over. And in fairness to Michaels, they made a decision to take the quick tap, but they did it quickly. 2 quick phases, good body position, and they get over for the first score. But it all comes from just that kick pass across from Joe Quigley to Pat Wood, and we saw just a glimpse of the speed and why so many people are excited about Pat Wood there. Just a little step to fix the defender, and then has the pace to take him on the outside. It took a really big scramble from Castleknock to get him down, but they lost 3 bodies in that ruck, and then Michaels are on the front foot.
Thank you very much. Okay, time back on. Captain behind. 10
minutes in, and it's Michaels who hit the front, and they back their power and physicality from close in, and it has paid dividends with 7 points when they might have easily just taken 3.
That's a lovely take by David Lucian, left foot, good clearance. Just haven't scored, you just want to get a good exit, and now they can have a chance to get a little bit of pressure on the Castleknock line out just inside the Castleknock half.
Max Lavelle with ball in hand, his 2nd year at this level, started the game against CBC Monkstown last year. As the rain continues to descend, make life difficult for these players who, well, we've seen quite a few knock-ons, but they're making the best of the conditions, and the line-out contest is going to be excellent. But that's a brilliant scramble and take And now Castleknock find themselves in Michael's territory. Big hit comes in from Maguire.
Leave
The ball is eventually back there for Charlie Ward, and now they go flats. Corey O'Connor just trying to hit that
White.
short runner. Alex Tilley, I think it was, and we're going to have another look at the scrummage.
Yeah, really good defensive work in the air from Fraser McKenna there. Himself and David Walsh are a real formidable second row partnership for Michaels. He gets a tap back, but in fairness, Max Lavelle was on it like a shot, but you see Castleknock trying to play those nice tight shapes off 10. There's a steal in the air, but look at Lavelle here. He gets a good bounce, but he's onto it like a light, and then from that they just try and play off 10. Great pass from Ward here, and next phase is just a little bit too flat, just in the eye line of St. Michael's, and there's a knock on. See, the ball is just slow there. Michael's just slowing that ball down legally, and then that's the knock on there. Michael's can't play advantage, but he got a good scrum position here. Split the field 3-3. A lot of space in the backfield from 50-22. You'd imagine Quigley would like a look at that, but also Lucy's a left footer on this side.
Hold, Lucy. Hold in front.
Has the full arsenal, the full repertoire of kicking skills, both long and short. Joe Quigley,
Always inside.
as befits a player of some excellence in Gaelic football as well. Some kicking brilliantly off the tee down in Thailand in the World Schools Festival of Rugby as well, when Michaels made it all the way to the final, only to lose narrowly to the Westlake Boys School from Auckland in New Zealand.
Yeah, Joe Quigley's father, Dave Quigley, was a very good player for Michael's. SCT was a centre, and look alike as well, and went on to have a good career in Lansdowne.
Well, over. One out on the far side. Can't rejoin.
Well, you know you've had a good winter, as Andy Skean said, when you haven't really played or trained in the rain too much since October.
I think they were in Thailand when most of the rest of the teams were,
yeah, exactly.
were in the muck and wind and rain.
Good complaint to have. That was a nice take by Harry Matthews. Good to see him getting acclimatised, having come in off the bench a little bit earlier than he might have expected, but a good opportunity to showcase his talents. It is, of course, as we always say, a squad game, and some of those not even named in the matchday squad play huge parts over the course of the season. Taken that time by Sherwin.
They're so narrow, Castleknock here. That kick passes on. Look at
7 roll away.
Castleknock right wingers nearly on the inside post, just trying to get a little bit more weight on it, but it quickly spots this.
There's Pat Wood signalling all the while. Big tackles continue to come in from those Castleknock pack of forwards. Big, strong pack.
2 release.
Michaels happy to take them through the phases now and try and find a little puncture. There's that flat crossfield kick again to Pat Wood, and he's so dangerous, and the space opens up in front of him, and you cannot give Pat Wood any space whatsoever. Presses the accelerator, and all of a sudden he's 30 metres in advance of everyone, including the support. Castleknock scramble back and get the turnover.
Yeah, it's a really interesting defensive system that Castleknock are using. I know they have to get tight to deal with that power game, but it's a credible amount of space that they're giving Pat Wood over here. Like, it could have come 2 phases before that, but again, Quigley's going to put it out in front of him, and we saw there he can go on the outside or he can go on the inside. Lovely weighted pass or kick pass, and then like the scramble is coming across, but it's very hard for the front 5 players to catch up. Now, from a Castleknock point of view, they do scramble really well and get in on that breakdown, but if Michaels can resource that ruck, you'd have to fancy him to score. So it'll be interesting if Adrian Flavin is willing to stick with that system and say, look, if you kick it across there and we'll scramble, but we're going to be able to deal with the power game, or will he try and adapt it and get a little bit more width?
Good to see Porrick Gilday back on his feet. He's a player back playing regular rugby this season after a couple of seasons plagued by injuries. Still only a 5th year. It's a big Castleknock front row, well over 300 kilograms, including John Cadigan on that tight head side, who's 120 plus and 6'3", already involved in the Ireland under-19s training. A lot of applause is for Luke Mooney, who is
11 holding on.
just exiting for further treatment down below us, having had his afternoon cut short by that terrible head injury. We wish him all the best, of course. As Castleknock clear their lines, still midway inside their own half of the field. Max Lavelle now. Instructions from Ben Foley. One brilliant turnover already, as Bernard mentioned, from Fraser McKenna. Good contest, scrappy ball. It's going to be interesting to keep an eye on that all afternoon. Alex Tilley swallowed up in midfield.
That's it. Carried back. Please hold.
Good pressure on the kick as well. Quigley. Off he goes now, stepping one way and the next. A really good tackle to bring him down, just as look as he might get up a full head of steam. Castleknock off their feet.
Four.
Yeah, so that's the problem when your kick chase doesn't deal with that catcher early, and you got someone like Joe Quigley who's going back against the grain, has got footwork and breaking tackles. There's a danger of just panicking and trying to kill that ball, and you saw Castleknock there just being a little bit overly ambitious at the breakdown, and now they're going to have to defend the line out a little bit closer in. But this is brilliant by Quigley. He knows exactly where the touchline is, goes back inside, little step, and you just see there, look at his bodies, his Castleknock bodies everywhere. The referee eventually says it's against Conan Lennon, but I think the tackler not rolling away is probably in his eye line as well.
Now, what can they manufacture from a drive here?
He's come through the middle, he's legal.
Sean Bradley is wearing number 8, has gone straight through the middle. You heard the referee say he was legal. Still there from Michaels now, and a little bit of space and a drive towards the line. Suddenly they're only a metre short, and they've got so many options, so many big ball carriers, powerful units. You would back them all day from this kind of position to find the whitewash. Castleknock all there, all hands to the pump, shoulders to the wheel to try and repel Michaels now. Keep their try line intact again from conceding a second try and further arrears. Good drive that time from McKenna. Around the corner they come. That's very, very close. It's held up over the try line. Referee was playing penalty advantage.
Yeah, it's a brilliant defence by Castleknock. Just their ability to get down low against the Michaels pack were very organised, very dynamic, but you just can't spend too long down here now, and obviously giving away that penalty, it's just going to come again.
You've got to get back on side before you get back involved in the game.
Incredibly hard to do because Michaels are arriving low with a latch. I've just seen the Castleknock players put their body on the line, and Charlie Ward just comes in to try and block it off there so the referee doesn't get any angle on it. But I think it genuinely was held up. But now we're nearly back to where we were a few minutes ago. Penalty this time on the left hand side of the post that they're going to tap and go, and Castleknock will have to do it all over again.
Treatment.
I'm just waiting for the physios to leave before Joe Maguire becomes the centre of attention and the focal point of this tap penalty for Michaels, and off he goes.
Back foot, please.
And they're queuing up around the corner. They've made good progress right in the shadow of the posts, right underneath the posts, and a second try is there for the taking. I haven't quite got there, must have only been inches short. Once again, it's that man, David Walsh, already with a try to his name. He's got so much power. The low body position just pumps and drives the legs. Again, he's got support in the back seat, and it's his second try of the afternoon.
Yeah, but again, it's the latch from Joe Elliott. Same as for the first try, and also Billy O'Donoghue, the big loose head prop, gets in there. And in fairness, really impressive from Michaels there. There's been a couple of times where they potentially can get that ball over the line, but if they get the sense there's any chance of being held up, they just recoil back to give the next set of players a chance, and eventually then really smart, using the post as a little bit of protection, and just very difficult then for Castleknock to get that double hit. In fairness to Castleknock, they're putting the bodies on the line, they want to make those tackles, but it's just wave after wave of good attack and good organisation from Michaels.
Yeah, as you said, so easy to lose your composure there. White line fever, they call it, but that's some good rugby smarts, and it's a second try of the afternoon already for David Walsh in that second row as we approach the 20th minute. And it's the Michaels support in full voice. Brennan feeds Lavin. Oh, look at that for a tackle. Executed to perfection by Ethan Black.
It was a better tackle in this year's competition than that, I'd be surprised. That's a huge hit.
Absolutely.
From Black on Sean Lavin, who's travelling. He's really athletic as well.
Absolutely brilliant. Ben O'Toole sets it up again from that blindside flank for Castleknock now, who you feel really need to score now. Maybe finding some pace on the outside shoulder. Good half break by Matthew Brennan as Castleknock threatened to come alive in attack now with ball in hand. Charlie Ward back on this short side, gets it into the hands of his captain, and Lennon takes it on, endeavouring to lead by example. Ward again, around the corner they come. I think it's Lavelle this time who's scythed down, and it's Michael's turn to show what they can do on defence. And a little bit of crossing in there, and it all comes to an end.
Yeah, in fairness,
in front of the ball carrier,
good response from Castleknock. And he saw an intent from the big number 8, Sean Lavin, as he ran that back. But just this is the end of it here. Just starting to get a little bit panicky, just getting slightly in front of the ball carrier. Probably harsh enough. No penalty, didn't have a huge impact on the tackle, but good response from Castleknock. But this is a missed touch here now, and see what he can do from this. Good kick downfield.
Thumping kick right down to that St Michael's 22, slung in field from David Lucy to Joe Quigley. Is it on for Castleknock? Can they manufacture something here? Another big tackle goes in. This time it's the opposite number 8, Sam Corrigan, bringing down Alex Tilley of Castleknock. Ward.
Ruck, hands away. Back.
Charlie Ward lines up his big man again, and it's ripped in the tackle, and Maguire has it, and again he wants to play, and Michaels have numbers potentially if they can pick their passes, and Pat Wood just spills it forward. But yeah, there's another warning sign for Castleknock. Any turnover.
Yeah, in fairness, it looked like it was on there, but really good scramble across by Jaden Carroll. He waited for his inside defence to catch up. It looked like there was a huge amount of space, but the way Castleknock reorganised was very impressive there. And just that's where Michaels will be dangerous. Castleknock just lost that ball, stripped in the tackle. You just see it here. Brilliant turnover by Quigley, the 10, and then they want to get that ball to space. You know, just fix the man, and just here it looks like there's lots of space. But in fairness, as I said, very good by Andrew Cosgrave. He's just trying to hold. But Jaden Carroll, he doesn't panic, and he uses the touchline as an extra defender. Andrew Cosgrave's brother, Chris Cosgrave, who obviously was a brilliant schools player for Michael's, probably one of the best schools players I've seen in recent years, and who's now part of the Leinster Academy.
Yes, he played on that 2019 team, if I'm not mistaken. Double that year for St Michael's, but Jack Boyle, Lee Barron, Andrew Smith. Jack Boyle back in doing a little bit of help as well this year with Michael's.
Yeah, obviously very good prop for Leinster, Ireland under-20s, and is now pushing through to try and, you know, go head-to-head with Andrew Porter down in the future as the loose head for Leinster. I know Leo Cullen rates him very highly. He's doing a little bit of work with the scrum in St Michael's SCT, and his younger brother is on the JCT, Herbie Boyle, who's one of the brightest stars in Leinster underage rugby. He's only a second year, but he's been running amok at JCT level.
It's in the genes and in the DNA. Scott Penny doing a little bit of contact work as well at St Michael's, so they've plenty of role models in the recent past and indeed down the last 10 or 15 years.
Yeah, and speaking of role models, well, obviously Castleknock's past pupils, Devin Toner was in with him this week presenting the jerseys, and yeah, there's some great players come from both schools.
John Gibbons as well, who was a superb Ireland under-20s player, has now gone down to play his rugby at Munster. Was in with the Castleknock lads in the recent past as well, as they focus on a massive first round outing against Michaels. A couple of tries to try and eat into the deficit here.
No blue ruck 8. It's an 8. It's a ruck.
Nice leg drive there, and a little bit of footwork from Rian Coogan, just getting them over the gain line.
Swirling breeze around Donnybrook, as there often is, particularly at this time of year, to go along with the damp conditions, making life difficult for the players. Both sides playing with excellent tempo. good service from the scrum half. Sherman now gets this set. Michael's backline moving again, and it was never really
forward fast
in the grasp of David Price to release the passes he would have liked.
Yeah, but you can see the shape there. Big carry from Rory Brown, and then they just have it all set up. A little dummy switch, pull it back, and both wings trying to connect together, and just doesn't get into David Price's hands quickly. But if he gets that into his hands, there's a little bit of space for Pat Wood down this side. So just the conditions probably letting Castleknock off the hook here a little bit. Difficult for Michaels to play with the same width that they normally do.
Let's start that again. We've lost all stability, okay? Yeah.
"41 years, believe it or not, since Castleknock's last Senior Cup final. 59 since they last won it all the way back in '65.
5, 6.
I mentioned Fionn Gibbons. He was part of the Castleknock side that got to the 2020 semi-final, which they lost against Clongowes.
Scrum's gone down.
In a final, of course, it was never played.
No, both sides gone down. Lights back here.
So Charlie Ward will go again. Again, another player who comes from good stock.
Yeah, his father, I played with his father, Pat Ward, big farmer from Meads, played for Lansdowne for many years, then Clontarf, but was an open side for Leinster at the early stage of professional rugby. Really good player, and we saw his son last year, Charlie, play in this competition. Very promising, very tough, very good basics. Yeah, and he's someone that Castleknock trying to build a team around. Look at that pass. Right in the money.
Can they manufacture something here with the strong running inside centre, Matthew Brennan?
White's release and roll.
They've been met with ferocious defence time and again from Michaels.
6 side entry.
Penalty this time to put themselves into good field position. Opportunity for Corey O'Connor.
Yeah, and Castleknock probably needed something like that, just a little bit of a discipline between the 10s, just to give them a chance. This is their first bit of possession in the 22 from memory, and you know their lineouts look solid. It's very difficult for the win quality boys. You see here's the counter ruck here from Castleknock. Jim Michaels tries to score. Fraser McKenna. Referee feels he's crept up the ruck, but if they can get the ball down here, it'll be interesting. Adrian Flavin's a very good technician forwards wise, and has he got something up his sleeve here for this kind of area?
It was a brilliant kick, wasn't it, from Corey O'Connor? Absolutely superb in these difficult conditions to get us all the way to 10 metres on that far side. Lots of moving parts, lots of deception and decoy, and then it's a straight up line-out drive. And that's a really good shape. Low body position, long extension, and Lavelle has it at the back. Michaels need to be careful now. They splinter off and run through. They must be over. That's a brilliant try. Right on cue. Castleknock find their way to the Michaels try line. Max Lavelle with a try. And as you said, Bernard, between Adrian Flavin and Killian Hickey, they have the IQ to manufacture something like this.
Yeah, and you said they were a big pack, and you saw it there. Once they get their technique right, Ben Foley's the one with a catch, but then look how quickly they shift off, and then again, I love this. It's actually nearly stopped, and they rebuild, stay patient. As you said, Killian Hickey, very promising coach at Clontarf as well. And then once they get a little soft shoulder, they don't wait for any second chance. They just get over, and Lavelle gets in there. And look, for them to win this game, they need to find an area of dominance. And to be honest, so far it's been neck and neck. But maybe that's it for them. Maybe they can dominate the set piece at line-out time and maul Michaels, because you know when they've tried to run the ball against them, Michaels have looked to have the upper hand defensively, and that's going to give them a huge lift close to half-time.
Just across the face of the post, so 14 points to 5. It will remain no extra 2 from the kicking tee. I'm mentioning again, difficult in these conditions. But that's a brilliant score, a galvanising score, a timely score just before half-time. Good take again from Ben O'Toole.
Use it.
Explosive player. They have a lot of pace in this Castleknock team.
No, two.
Ben O'Toole and Jaden Carroll. Corey O'Connor, part of a relay team. Some excellence, 4x100 metres. Charlie Ward then pumps it into the afternoon sky. No one puts a name on it, and then it's seized upon by Laffin. Need a scrum half. Cahalan will do that. Cadigan, this is better from Castleknock. Tails are up, encouraged by that score, and now Gilday. Ward once more, Maguire available, instead it's in behind, and that's nice, beautiful hands, lovely exchange. Egginson, Brennan,
tackle, release,
all getting involved. Carroll as well, who looks really dangerous. O'Connor again pulling the strings.
Tackle off one.
He's getting great ball from Ward, and behind a good pack when they get front foot ball. Lennon now, the captain, takes it on. That St Michael's 22, only a couple of metres away. Big hit goes in on the Castleknock tight head this time. O'Connor dealt with firmly, and was that forward from Ben Foley in the tight contact. It's a good game now as we tick towards half-time.
Time off.
Yeah, it's an interesting shape from Castleknock. They're not really looking to get the ball to width. They're playing back down to 15. Go left, go right, and it comes from a brilliant kick from Charlie Ward. When they've kicked that ball long, Michaels will come back and hurt them, but when they made it contestable, obviously they can get that ball on the front foot, and we just saw here Sean Lavin explode to life, and just they play a really short pass here, good carry from Cadigan, and then they come back to where they came from, and just for a split second there's a chance the next phase they're going to get that ball to Jaden Carroll in a bit of space. So that's probably what they need to do. You see it here, little lovely offload, and then just there he's back against the grain, and you just got to get Michaels back on the back foot, because they're so well organised defensively and they fill that front line so well. So good tactical play from Castleknock, but unfortunately they lost, and more importantly they just hope they don't lose a second key player for them here in Cadigan, having obviously lost Luke Mooney quite early in the game. And Cadigan was a big part of that try. He won that back edge of that line-out ball, and we've seen some really good carries from him as well.
Right ankle is the problem. Let's hope it's not another really big problem for Castleknock. Important player. And certainly that Max Lavelle try has really lifted Castleknock at a crucial time in the game, having gone a couple of scores down to the second try from David Walsh from that tap penalty. But and there he is, he's taken his try really well. It's a brilliant team try in many respects, because delivery is good. First of all, the fetch from Ben Foley, and as you say, Bernard, the reorganisation then after Michaels looked to have made inroads and got them stopped, they went again, and then once they splinter clear, you know it's going to be a score, and that's brilliant work.
Yeah, it's so difficult to get that secondary drive which they got there. You know, it's brilliant work at the start to win that edge, really well compacted. But usually when teams stop it, then you know the defensive team are in control. Defensive team are in control, but Castleknock just dipped again, went again, very aggressive, and really well controlled at the back from Max Lavelle.
Okay. So let's have a look. He's back on his feet, John Cadigan, which is a huge bonus for Castleknock, and they're going to certainly test that ankle now.
Okay, time on. Crouch!
Scrimmaging down there against Billy O'Donoghue.
Set!
Rian Coogan against Porrick Gilday on the other side of affairs, and out the back it comes. Matthew Brennan. A good kick back downfield and straight down the throat of the Michaels captain, Sherwin. Quigley now always has that antenna working, looking to see where the space is. Can he use that array of kicks that he has?
Yep.
Always trying to sniff out the potential for a 50-22. Now, has that drifted? Yes, it has. So, all the way back down to 3 or 4 metres outside the Michaels 22. I think it's a little bit further than that.
Your side, please.
Just beyond the 10-metre line. Max Lavelle will try to fire this Castleknock line out again.
Castleknock. Fellas, captain, tempo.
Laughlin goes towards the tail, and then he's a lifter for Foley, and it doesn't quite go to hand.
Knock-on advantage.
Knocked forward off the hand of Cadigan, I think it was, after Foley as well, and opportunity slips away for now, at least, for Castleknock.
Use it. Advantage over.
Sherwin, huge height and hang time on that. Quigley with a tackle. It's another fairly nasty collision, I have to be honest, in real time at least.
10. Time off. Time's off.
Yeah, it was a big kick chase from Quigley, wasn't it? Just see here, it's actually more clumsy than else. He gets it on his own face. It's like a chest tackle, chest on chest. Hopefully Castleknock seems to be back to his feet, which is really pleasing. The referees haven't no over the touch shows. I definitely think it was a penalty, but I don't think it's any more than that, to be fair.
Number 10.
So Max Weston is going to speak to Joe Quigley here.
He's going to get a card.
Okay, you're upright in the tackle, you've made contact with the head. That's a yellow card.
So yellow card is the decision.
Okay, time on.
No TMO, of course, so it's all on the AR and the referee, Max Weston. Quick decision, yellow is the call, and Joe Quigley takes a breather for a while.
Castleknock College have cut the line to 5. Good throw.
Good delivery to the front, a little bit more, and then the ball just squirts out loose, and an opportunity again goes for Castleknock, having done, you feel, the hard work to secure possession.
Advantage over.
That's a good clearance under pressure.
Yeah, it's a brilliant clearance under pressure from St. Michael's. Ethan Blake just taking over the kick responsibility. Quigley gone off, and just for a second you thought Castleknock were going to get to his toe, but he got a very good clearance considering the pressure he was under.
So one or two little teething problems and issues to sort out here for Castleknock. That's, well, 3 in a row really that have gone awry, and it's offered the opportunity for Rory Brown to make really good headway up into the Castleknock half of the field, put Michaels on the front foot. So he ticked towards half-time. Good hands, and away they go to David Walsh, and then the tackle spills the ball forward. It was Ben Eganson with the tackle, and there is Matthew Brennan. Ward waits and loads it up to his forwards. Callan, who's had a good first 35 minutes here as the clock ticks into the red. Michaels down to 14, but leading by 14 points to 5. Castleknock kicked the ball away, and Michaels now look to counter again. They look so dangerous with Wood and Price, Lucy, Ethan Black.
6 no hands, that's a wreck.
Scrum half is slow to arrive, and it's Fraser McKenna. Step inside, hands are good, the support from Cosgrave as well. Taken on by Corrigan. Good carry from the Michaels number 8 this time. The pace of the game has not let up really from the first whistle to now.
Thank you.
Centre of the pitch, and that short pass from Ethan Black into the chest of David Walsh. who's had a big say in the opening half here. Taken on by Coogan this time.
Hands off, Blue.
Black, difficult one to his
Lost forward.
partner, Andrew Cosgrave, and that will bring the end of the first half and the whistle of Max Weston. Entertaining and full-blooded, physical, fast, at times frenetic and frantic opening 35 minutes, and it's 2-1 at half-time, and it's Michaels who have the advantage by 14 points to 5. Here. Sorry. That's straight red, 100%. Cast, obviously. Welcome back then to Energia Park in Donnybrook. The two teams taking a well-earned breather at half-time and receiving some words of wisdom from their respective coaching tickets at half-time. Really entertaining game. Michaels have it at half-time by 14 points to 5. A couple of tries from David Walsh and then that reply from Max Lavelle from the set piece with about 5 minutes before half-time. An interesting game and delicately poised, Bernard, and I think important certainly for Castleknock to get a foothold in the game after these couple of very similar efforts from David Walsh.
Yeah, it was huge. Really good start from Michaels. In fairness, the fact that they had scored the 2 tries on 2 out of 3 of their entries into the Castleknock 22 will keep Andy Skeen very happy. Similar, as you said, just good patient play from the forward pack, just not letting Castleknock off the hook. And Castleknock's defence, as he said, is just so brave, so technically good, but eventually the power and the organisation of Michaels pays off. But just when the game seemed to be slipping away from them, you know, they got that penalty just on the 10-metre line, great kick to touch, and then this is excellent. This will give them massive hope. Just see the way they build the back of that maul, get that goal forward, really well organised the back by Max Lavelle. But it's the players at the front, it's Cadigan and Co. just staying in the fight, organising, dealing with the Michaels resistance, finding that soft edge around the left-hand side. And, you know, as we said, Killian Hickey and Adrian Favin, their two forwards coaches, will be absolutely delighted with that. And that just gives them a little bit of hope. And here's the yellow card, obviously, for the Michaels 10, Joe Quigley. You just see the speed that he leaves the line. Pat Wood are looking to get up there. As I said, I think it's way more clumsy than anything, and there's no malice in it. He's just trying to put in a big tackle on that. Thankfully, both players are fine to carry on, and Quigley back on the field in a couple of minutes. And he's been really impressive.
He certainly has, and many around him have been equally impressive too. We are always in awe of the talent and the intensity, particularly, as I said, time and again in these conditions. It's so difficult for your hookers, your kickers. James Sherman and Joe Quigley have worked wonderfully in tandem. Charlie Ward's box kicking has been excellent. They've spent a lot of the time on the back foot as well, Castleknock, and they've dealt really well with what Michaels have thrown at them in the wide areas. It's interesting that those two tries have come from those close contact situations, those tap penalties from that Michaels pack of forwards. Really interesting to see how the second 35 minutes develops here. Remember, Belvedere College, the first name in the hat for the quarter-final draw for the Leinster Schools Senior Cup, with that single-point win over Belvedere College against Clongowes rather here yesterday in a pulsating game. Michaels haven't actually been to a Leinster Schools Senior Cup final since they won it last time in 2019, and they're meeting with stiff resistance from Castleknock this afternoon, so far at least. No sign that the conditions are likely to improve anytime soon, but as I said, it's been a pretty good contest, all things considered. And some interesting first round ties as the first week develops. Kilkenny College against Terranure, Newbridge against Ross Cray, CBC Monkstown against St Gerard's here tomorrow afternoon. I think it goes without saying that if Castleknock can find against the 14 of St Michael's for the time being, when we turn around, the opening score of the second half will be really important.
Yeah, that's what Castleknock need to do. They just need to stay attached to Michael's going into the last 10 minutes. You look back over the last 4 or 5 years, you know, no one's pulled away from Michael's and won easily. It's generally been in the hopper going into the last 10 minutes, and that's when they have to hope that the pressure will get to them and an error will occur. I think Michael's going to be incredibly hard to beat, but certainly for Castleknock, they just need to stay as aggressive as they are defensively and just try and build maybe another score, get down there, take 3 points, and wait for an opportunity to go and chase this game a little bit harder and take a few more risks.
I know it's been good entertainment, but if I'm down there at the food trucks, I'm not necessarily going for the popcorn on a cold day like this. The burger stand's the busier of the two, that's for sure. So Castleknock, the first of the two teams to re-emerge from the dressing rooms at half-time. Max Lavelle in shot, and here come the St Michael's College team. There he is, David Walsh, already 2 to his name. He's on a hat-trick. Big, powerful, explosive athlete. Part of that very dynamic second row alongside Fraser McKenna. They've spoiled a lot of ball at line-out time for Castleknock. No doubt that's something they've spoken about at half-time, to try and just sharpen up that aspect of their play. Try and build some better access from that set piece.
Just go away from stream.
So Max Weston just going through his final checks, and he will signal that we are ready to go then for the second half. Castleknock get us underway and thump it down into the Michael's 22. David Lacey, excellent, really impressive in that opening half. No frills, no fuss, clean exit.
Remember what I asked at half-time.
And a reminder, as Bernard said, that Joe Quigley is in the bin for the opening portion of this second half. So the onus really on Castleknock to try and seize that numerical advantage. Feels like a big line out, and it didn't go to plan. It's gone backwards though, and they scramble and manage to keep a hold of it. Just to let you know as well that Ben O'Toole has gone off and Johnny Ginnity has come in, so a change on the Castleknock side at half-time as that's scrambled up by Sam Corrigan, tackled by Alex Tilley.
Yeah, Castleknock have been disappointed with that. They didn't get the line out right at the start, just a miscommunication, mislift, but they ended up with the ball and then in the right area of the field, a man up. You just need to build a few phases there and keep possession, but again, it's just that slippy ball, making it very difficult to handle, and the ball unfortunately went forward.
Well, I mentioned that 4 TY students were in the starting 15 for Castleknock. Number 20, John Kennedy, as you saw there, is another one coming in off the bench, already involved at Leinster under-17s and a talented prospect. Sherwin.
Just hold in front, 8-7. Thank you.
Harry Matthews tracking backwards, never took his eyes off it. Seen some strong running from Matthew Brennan in this game. Ward once more.
2, get out the tackle. Line use.
Again, Ward kicking it. Again, it's dealt with really well by Michaels, and on this occasion by Ethan Black, and then it's spilled loose. Scramble for it. Castleknock possession once more. Cahalan. Joe Quigley will be back with us inside the next 60 seconds or so.
Use it. Advantage over.
Long, high, hanging kick again from Ward. Maybe just a metre or two further than he would have liked, but readjusting potentially to the conditions in the second half with a breeze maybe a little bit more behind his back. Michaels getting the penalty.
Yeah, good carry from Michaels, number 7. Roy Brown has been really active and busy, just cleaning up some messy ball. It's just so hard for the ball carrier when they're trying to present that ball. It's just slipping off that greasy 4G surface, and you're seeing a lot of balls pop out the side of rucks, and very difficult for both nines to deal with it. Really good work in the backfield.
Just right up at the
Ethan Black, we just see here, just as he's trying to present that ball, fair, good pressure.
On your front man, please, captain.
Well tidied up.
So Maguire all the way to Walsh towards the tail, and look at this brilliant drive from Michaels, wonderful coordination, moving forward at a rate of knots. It's almost impossible for Castleknock not to infringe or bring this down if they want to keep their try line intact. And somehow they've managed it, and they've got through there in numbers, and right in the middle of it, Max Lavelle is in there, Ben Foley too. That's a big turnover.
Oh, that's huge, because what a brilliant maul from St. Michael's, and here they're back to 15, but quickly coming back on. Okay, but a brilliant throw from Max Lavelle to the back of the line out, and how Michaels got built and got go forward as quickly as they did is really impressive. See that? Back on. Double tops, and then they're gone. And in fairness, Castleknock do incredibly well not to give away a penalty here by coming in the side. They don't panic, and they get through that maul, and they get their hands on it. And I think it's their hooker, actually, Maguire, who gets in, and obviously because it's a maul, if it's not playable straight away, it's a turnover. But again, if you see the power that Michaels maul there, if Michaels get a chance to go 5 or 6 metres out, you know, you'd fancy them to score. It was really impressive.
Keep out that 7-8 pocket. Out the pocket, please.
Oh, they pick off the base, and this time Sean Lavin is stopped in his tracks. They've read that well, and there was hands locked on. Lavelle couldn't get spin round to present that on his own side, and it's a penalty. 2 top penalty tries already.
Yeah, but it's giving a team like Michaels back-to-back possessions 5 yards out. You know, they escaped the maul threat, but now for the 3rd time this game, can they escape this? They might have a turnover there.
Maguire leads the charge. There was a Castleknock player in poached position. There's the try line. The referee is round the other side. but he can eventually see it, and he can give it, and it's a third try. Michaels scored first in the second half.
Yeah, and it's Corrigan, in fairness, he was involved in that winning penalty because Castleknock picked against the grain. Here's the first one. I actually think Castleknock are very unlucky here. See that ball's exposed, it's being lifted. Referee allows the ball carrier to hold on to it, and then you see Leinster play that quite a bit, or they sweep back on the second phase with Corrigan. Obviously Leinster on 19 spare, very powerful ball carrier. Lots of Castleknock bodies there, but he just couldn't deal with his strength, and that's massive. But he'd been involved in it from the scrum. Castleknock got caught behind the gain line with Sean Lavin from a big hit from Rory Brown and Sam Corrigan, and that led to the penalty.
So Joe Quigley back in harness, back in the fray, and splits the uprights for the 2 extra points, and it's 21 points to 5. So a real pattern emerging in the game then as Michaels go over from close quarters once again. This time it's Sam Corrigan to follow the 2 tries in the first half from David Walsh. That's another very good clearance kick as well. Johnny Ginnity, as we said, there wearing number 20. Call from Foley, and it is Ginnity who's the target. And it's Michaels' ball again, and the pump of the legs from Rian Coogan, the explosive tight head prop. You just feel that third try and the little bit of breathing space now that Michaels have. They are well and truly in the ascendancy, and does that just give them that little bit of freedom now to play with a little bit more expansion. Castleknock over the ball here again, but he just couldn't quite get the grip on it. Lovely little interplay in hands. Joe Elliott hits the line at pace now, and Michaels queuing up and recycling and changing the point of the attack and changing the angles, driving on through Sherwin, the captain. Presentation is good. Auxiliary scrum half, numbers out wide. Surely a 4th try in the offing here. Brilliantly finished on that far side.
Yeah, Pat Wood gets in eventually, and he's not going to need any second invitation to finish that. Really high rate of tries per game, and he finished that. But in fairness, the build-up play is just so patient, so organised. You know, they would tip on past there, but when they have to be direct, they're direct. Good clean out. You see Sherwin here spots the pillars, left his position, but he doesn't just make over the gain line. He gets a second carry, and then obviously Castleknock, as they have done quite a bit in this game, have got narrow, and just to get the ball out to the edges there, and it's that back 3 just combining. Lucy just draws the man and puts his winger in for the 4th try.
Happy for them to do the changes now with the conversion. Get him on.
Nicely taken by Pat Wood as Charlie McConnell comes in for St Michael's. That's the identical position in which Pat Wood scored a brilliant team try in the semi-final last year against Blackrock. How's this for difficulty? Not to be again from Joe Quigley. Not anything from that kind of distance and range and angle on an afternoon like this is bonus territory, but 26 points to 5. 4 tries and 2 now in quick succession has turned this first round tie very much in favour of the Aylesbury Road men, who look destined for a place in the quarterfinals unless Castleknock can find something extra special here. Long way to go, of course. Taken on by Rory Brown. I've been impressed with him. As Bernard said, he's all action, both sides of the ball. Good presentation from Fraser McKenna, that long body position. And now taken on again by the aforementioned Brown on the open side flank. And those little spaces on this. David Walsh rampaging run, brilliant athlete, long loping stride, and look at the gain of territory. That's brilliant invention. Points back in field, makes it difficult for Castleknock, and that's going to be a St Michael's line out.
Yeah, and it's just getting difficult for Castleknock now. Michael just starting to really get on the front foot, brought on a few pairs of fresh legs, and obviously playing with a little bit more abandon, having taken a big scoreboard lead, and just that, yeah, just starting to see a little bit of space around the side of the ruck, and he's so athletic, isn't he? Big David Walsh, you know, he's famous for his line-out ability, his ability in the air, but then that quickly, you know, it's able to get that ball onto his toe so well, and then really good chase by Pat Wood, good tackle, and the damage is done. And you know, this is a little bit further up than the last big line-out maul we saw from Michaels. But they'll smell blood here.
No, he's ready, he's ready, he's ready.
So as I said,
Michaels,
Charlie
Michaels,
McConnell,
we're
yeah,
up.
David Walsh, his all-round game is excellent. Accelerating away, Ryan Baird style almost.
Okay, time on.
You would see. Just looking around the potential for one or two further changes in the offing very shortly. Now then, Walsh again.
Carried. That's a tackle, roll 7.
Support arrives. Sherwin's had an excellent game. Foley now is powerful, and he's all the way to the line.
No
the referee,
double movement.
yeah, he's going to say his knees were on the ground before he propelled himself forward.
Double movement. Tackled and held.
Yeah.
4.
Castleknock get off the hook there, but in fairness,
Double
it just
movement.
seems every Michael's carry now is a little bit more dominant, whereas in the first half, Castleknock were getting 2 main hits. That stop momentum is just relentless, and you see here, even for a big man, he wins that first initial collision.
Time off, changes.
He just can't help himself. You can see him look at the referee, he knows it's going to be marginal.
So Robert Nyland coming in for Porrick Gilday in the Castleknock College front row. He's carried well this afternoon.
Okay, time on.
Big effort from the Castleknock front row. Cadigan has carried well too. Lavelle has been all around the pitch all afternoon.
Mo.
Good take by
It's inside
Tony
the 5.
Ginnity.
Don't out, you can't swim round.
Keep it on! Stay connected!
Again, it's good progress. That's really good work. Cohesion. Lavelle lets it go, and now Michael's off the line quickly and up in the faces of Corey O'Connor, who's had very little time and space all afternoon. He's coped well under pressure, put his team in good positions.
Use it.
Charlie Ward got underneath that a little bit.
You've got to retire out the 10.
And the problem is, just didn't go 10, and then no one retreated from Castleknock.
10 metre rule.
Players in front of the kicker with a caterpillar.
Go. Just going for goal.
Yeah. There's no bonus points on offer here, and Michael's already have the 4 tries, and it's just an opportunity to take a little bit of sting out of the game, try and add 3 points, get some goal kicking practice for Quigley. And you see there the ball, unfortunately, just gets caught in the wind, and Castleknock players hadn't retreated.
I was watching Joe Quigley kicking in that school's festival final down in Thailand against the boys from Westlake High School in Auckland. Very, very different conditions. The ball was flying an absolute mile in the heat of Thailand, but here we are at the back end of January in Dublin 4. The wind and the rain. Wasn't a million of miles away with his conversion attempt a few moments ago. This is a good deal easier, but nothing straightforward. And up go the flags, and it's 3 more points.
Joe Quigley's grandfather was Sean Barrett, the former Concorla and Minister for Defence and the Marine. Great rugby man too.
All onside.
His clearance kick is half charged down. I just wonder, can Castleknock
Backwards. That was forwards.
get something going here? Just can't get a hold of the ball
white.
really at this moment in time.
White
Nothing
scrum.
quite going right at this moment in time. They find themselves in a sticky patch in the game.
Yeah, it's difficult for Castleknock now. Obviously, they want to chase the game, but you could see there Michaels can really fly off that line, and that's been a big part of their success this season. Is they're very hard to break down. They get a lot of bodies on their feet. They take that space and time away from you. And as Castleknock now try and, I suppose, take more risks with the conditions and that line speed, it's going to be very difficult for them not to make the type of errors we just saw there. Give Michaels a nice set piece opportunity.
A lot of backfield to be covered back there for Castleknock. Running
Tackle release, 15.
into a little bit of bother.
15.
Matthew Brennan thought about kicking initially, and there's the intensity of the tackles that keep coming. That's brilliantly done though by Ward, who's had a super game.
Yeah, Ward won't lie down, and he'll look to probe around the fringes here. That's probably, they probably have to get a little dent there to open up a little bit of space on the outside, like you're starting to see here, but very difficult to keep it in hand down that 5 metre channel.
11 takes up.
Pass back inside instead went to the hand of
That's
Rory
knocked on.
Brennan. Forward off the hand of David Walsh. Charlie Ward now. An opportunity here potentially now. Kennedy, support on his outside. Good cover tackle into the hands of Brennan. Over the top it goes. Castleknock player
Hands
over
off
the
23
ball
right.
again as it's put back by Maguire. Michaels still have it. Sam Corrigan, score of the third Michaels try, has it loose again and snaffled up by James Sherwood.
That's good by Castleknock though, spotting that
Pull down,
Michaels
please, 9.
were a little bit narrow, got the ball to space, took a great tackle from David Price.
9 whites holding on.
But you just see now Castleknock showing the same spirit they showed in the first half, defending for their lives, getting after the breakdown and get the rewards with a really good turnover.
Just going to get themselves into a little huddle again and try and just get the energy up again. Now they have this penalty, they'll be deep in Michael's territory. Harry Matthews is down and one of the forwards receiving some treatment from the physios.
Just cramp it, lads. Just cramp.
He'll be okay. Just a couple of flashes at times again, Castleknock, and it's a measure of Michael's defensive solidity that they haven't really had huge opportunity with ball in hand to make those breaks, but when they do, you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Matthew Brennan and Alex Tilley are, very accomplished players. You can see that every time they get the ball, but it's just a quality ball that Castleknock have had.
Time on.
I can't remember any time they got 3 or 4 quick ruck balls in succession, and once they do have a slow ruck, you just feel that Michael's organisation and power has allowed them regain advantage. But certainly Castleknock are throwing everything they have at him.
So Lavelle once more that midway inside that Michael's 22. Brilliant take. So here they go.
Maintain that
Lavelle
bite.
in a good strong position now. Michael slow it down, driving it, endeavouring to drive it towards the near touchline. Lavelle still going, and Charlie Ward now takes over, tries to get them moving again.
Hands off White.
Strong carry, Tilley up to 5.
Use it. Hands off White.
Michael set in defence for an onslaught here for Castleknock as they seek to get that second try.
Hands away, 4.
53 minutes on the watch, and they're inside 5 metres. Just a handling error on the ground there as they look to try and get set and get that latch going, and the opportunity passes them by.
Yeah, and again, it was a good ball, built well, but just they they had to pull away and play away from there. And once they did, once they got away from that set piece, you just feel that it's very difficult for them to bash their way over. Again, Michael's really well organised, good body position around the ruck. You just see him there waiting, and then just fortunately the ball's knocked on from Castleknock. We're probably starting to show a little bit of fatigue. Put a huge amount of effort into this game to make it competitive.
Couple of changes then to tell you what. So Chris O'Connor coming in for James Sherman on the St Michael's side. Miles Berman, I think, is also in as well. And look, 29 points to 5 up. Everyone has played their part for St Michael's. They can afford to be selective in terms of their replacements and how they wish to use them at this point in the game. Still plenty of rugby to be played in this one. Charlie McConnell takes it on wearing number 22 for Michaels. Rian Coogan.
Hold in front, White, all of you, 4.
Yeah, it's a lovely exit, isn't it? Just straight back into the pocket, and Quigley just nurses that ball up the line. And again, now when you're Michaels and you're 29-5 up with the last quarter of the game, you don't have to take any risks. You just, Andy Skeen's got his bench on, but like Quigley will make sure that they're playing the right areas. There's a bit of control to this.
That's been a feature of the game. As much as we've been impressed with Michaels, a couple of tries they scored from top penalties, close quarters, their backline has been good. They've been really effective, efficient. They haven't given Castleknock anything cheaply all day.
No, and in fairness, that's maybe something that you criticise them a little bit in the last couple of years, is that at times they're maybe too pragmatic or too conservative. But today, the conditions the way they are, first game of the cup campaign, you know, it's just going to give them huge confidence here. And it's just so well organised and very, very well drilled, but also lots of talent in there as well. And they'll be delighted to get through, you know, unless it was a miracle, to get through this and see what's for them in the next round of this cup.
Bye. Set.
Miles Berman there wearing 19. Chris O'Connor, as I said, on as the replacement scrum half. Starting scrum half, Charlie Ward tries to fire this Castleknock backline again. Lovely little enterprise and dink forward, but as I said, all day the coverage back there has been really good.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive with Corey O'Connor there, just stayed in the fight.
But 8.
Makes a big tackle. Unfortunately for Castleknock, he just couldn't come up with the ball, and
that is out.
Still forcing to keep Michaels honest, make them clear their lines and clear them efficiently. Here is O'Connor now, slings one in field. Centre of the pitch options, left and right. Ball is there and available for Charlie Ward. O'Connor, and it just isn't quite happening. That just need that little bit of good fortune and for things to work for Castleknock, and it's another half chance going to beg it.
Yeah, but I love the way O'Connor just wants that ball in his hand. We just saw a big defensive moment from there, but he just wants to probe, he wants to attack the line, and unfortunately now with so many changes and, as I said, a little bit of tiredness, some of the players are overrunning it.
So it's going to be a penalty.
Just not able to build that 3 or 4 phases together that can hurt Michaels.
So it's a penalty against your blue 13 for tackling man without the ball. It's going to be their penalty here on the 5, okay? Your penalty, number 13, tackled a man without the ball. So, back 10, it's just going to be here.
So Michael's player tackled without the ball.
Okay.
Is the decision. The assistant referee has spotted it here. So
13 tackled a man without the ball.
Across comes David
13.
Lucy.
Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, use the edge of the paint.
A lot of activity on the replacements benches down beneath us. I think very soon we're going to have some fresh resources in the Michaels front row. Scramble for the ball, Rory Brown driven backwards. Now it's spilled forward right on halfway.
Yeah, another good hit, good pressure in the line out.
Two and
at
three.
source.
White,
by
2 and
Castleknock,
3
and
changes.
Dave Walsh just trying to take that ball himself. But both teams now will start to get the last of the bench on.
Matthew Furlong, Ed McLaughlin, and
By White.
Harry Miller.
Okay.
In that order, 16, 17 and 18 for Billy O'Donoghue, Doon Maguire and Rian Coogan. Good shift from the front row union.
Bye.
Lots of big carries. Coogan in particular, and Maguire very effective. Ward to O'Connor. Little switch between 9 and 10, and back inside once again to Carroll. Ward again, deep to O'Connor. Very flat and a little bit forward, the assistant referee right in line.
Pass was forward.
Yeah, nice strike play off that scrum there, just getting Ward away. You just see bigger placement forward for Castleknock, just overruns it slightly.
No let up in the noise. The vast majority of it coming from a right-hand side for the supporters of St Michael's, as you might expect. They've enjoyed their afternoon so far, and overall it's been a good contest. Front rows are down, and there's a penalty here for Michael's.
3, you've got to keep your shoulders above hips. Step. 3, hinge, collapse.
Quigley finds his touch just beyond the 10-metre line.
Head to the pen.
Oh no, I wonder, has he done himself maybe just a little bit of cramp?
Can you get inside the 15 if you're part of the lineup?
I'd say Michael's will take no risks with that.
Are you receiver? You've got to be, you've got to be inside the 15.
Yeah, just cramp. I wonder when you pull up straight away after a kick like that, did he just tweak something?
If you're part of the lineup, you've got to be inside the 15. Can't be hanging out here. Tight. We just got to maintain that height in the scrum.
Yeah, certainly he's been very good this afternoon.
You dropped your shoulders below your hips, and that's why it's gone down.
All good, yeah?
Yeah. Thanks for that. Nice and cool. 8.
Yeah, no, I just felt that they didn't got space just because they passed the touch.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
They made a line right in depth.
Yeah.
Still 10 minutes for Joe Quigley to negotiate. So
Okay, time on.
I'm sure if there's any problem with him, they will withdraw. Won't take any risks at all as we look at Matthew Furlong.
I think that went 5 either, so have another look at there, just trying a little front peel.
Yeah. Back here, lads.
Just don't need to go up at about 7 metres, and then player coming around late.
Time off. Changes. 7 and 10.
Yeah, and Quigley's had his day's done.
I think that's wise for sure.
It was the line out that wasn't straight.
Even if it is only a little bit of cramp,
Yeah,
but
so
he certainly wasn't comfortable. So that's Daniel Ryan coming in wearing number 23 for St Michael's. Owen Toomey also in for Rory Brown. Very impressed with Rory Brown today on that open side flank for St Michael's.
Yeah, he's excellent. And the whole back row just works so well together. They all have different qualities, but Brown is his ability to have big impacts in the game was very impressive. And looking forward to seeing more of him in this cup campaign.
Set.
Miles Berman there scrummaging down in the number 8 position. Sam Corrigan has gone to the flank. Charlie Ward plays it over the top from O'Connor, who's really grown into the game, I think it's fair to say, and now is trying to pull the strings. Doing his level best to try and spark something for this Castleknock side in the last 10 minutes of the game, but it's Michael's who have a monopoly on possession.
Yeah, really good cover there from Miles Berman. You mentioned, I think he's only a TY. I think I saw him playing Junior Cup team last year. He just did his job as a back row perfectly because it was a really good chip kick.
was brilliantly done there by Harry Matthews, and lovely hands to get it back inside from Lavelle, who was running out of pitch really quickly.
No clear left.
Through come Michaels in number, scramble for the ball. I think that's brilliant again from Ward, so sharp. Here he is again. He's had a super game. Lovely hands, brilliant from Cadigan.
Who's out?
Here he is again, Cadigan. Again, just pops it out of the back of the hand into the hands of the waiting Nyland. Ward again, looking for Cadigan. Again, he can't make a huge amount of ground. Credit the Michaels defence for that. Lavelle, a little bit wider, a little bit more pace. It's not the quickest of ball for Castleknock to feed off. O'Connor gets it away to Tilley. Good clean out. Ward is there again.
Backwards.
Back through the hands and picked up by Corey O'Connor.
Tackle release.
He's done well again under pressure to keep a hold of that. Ward didn't get enough elevation on the kick. Snaffled up and picked up by Walsh.
Just knocked on by White.
Spilled forward by St Michael's, so put into a Castleknock scrum.
5.
Yeah, look at it. Rory Brown's was excellent for St Michael's, but I think John Cadigan, the tight head, has really put his hand up, and Max Lavelle, the hooker for Castleknock as well. Certainly there's Leinster selectors here for sub-academies and age grade teams, and both those players, Cadigan seems to be coming off now, but he's got a nice mix of scrum is very good, power in the carry, but also depth handling skills as well. He's well able to keep that ball alive in contact, and you know, he's a player we see a lot more of. Had a great shift, and as I said, the hooker as well, Max Lavelle. Very promising player.
And so Castleknock College empty the bench. Tom Powderly is in, Finn Leach is in, Cian Dowd, all getting their chance for the last 7 or 8 minutes or so. PJ Matthews in there as well for Castleknock. As we said at the top of the programme, 4 or 5 TY students in the starting 15 as we confirm those changes on the top left-hand side of your screen, and a couple more on the bench. So it's very much a work in progress, looking to the future, trying to build structure and systems, and certainly the likes of Corey O'Connor and others, they have real talent, bright future in the next couple of years.
It's a blue scrum. Crouch! Bye!
Certainly Charlie Ward has had a brilliant game.
Set!
That's Tom Powderly in his place. O'Connor then. Brennan. Tireless effort from Matthew Brennan today. Tackle by Elliott.
Ball's playable.
Ball is there eventually. Powderly can see it. Now he's got his hands on it. O'Connor. No let up in the Michaels defensive pressure though. Sam Corrigan again in a good position. They're finding it hard to puncture any holes in this Aylesbury Road rear guard, which has been resolute and has kept them to just that Max Lavelle try all afternoon.
Yeah, and you can see that little error there is just a function of how organised and how dominant our Michaels were there in those previous phases. No let up, even with all the replacements on. In actual fact, you would say that the defensive intensity is nearly upped it with the fresh legs from the bench, and Castleknock was just trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat, but there's just no space. And we saw previously Ward trying to take the kick over the top.
9.
That didn't even work because just everything is in Michael's favour now. And when you're 16 or 17 years of age and you're in the first round of the cup and you're 29-5 down, it's not just the physical fatigue, it's the mental fatigue as well. And very difficult for Castleknock to show the true colours. Now, but they put a huge effort into this.
Michael's making progress. Nice interplay between Ethan Black and Lucy, and now Walsh, and he gets his head up and his hands free. Slings the pass out towards Matthew Furlong, just a little bit in behind him, and Castleknock try and come through again. But O'Connor. A little over 5 minutes remaining. Lucy into play, scrum half, and
8th, no. It's a tackle, you've got to come
ball
back
is
round.
there and available for O'Connor again, and Black gets involved and they sling it over the top, and numbers potentially.
Back, please.
Into the hands this time of McLaughlin. Ed McLaughlin in off the bench, and we're in 17 for Michaels, and now Lucy gets it free to Price. They're all calling for it now. They're queuing up. Elliott has carried well all afternoon strong. He's made a huge amount of tackles as well as Corrigan. Another busting run from him. Toomey wants it. Instead, it's into Miller. All getting involved. Yeah, good imprint from the bench from St. Michael's. They're all keen to get involved and put their hands up for further selection. You get the sense there's a real competition for places in this Michael's squad, as there usually is. Try line beckoning again. All hands to the pump for Castleknock. Is it to be a hat-trick potentially for David Walsh? Can he find his way to that try line? He can, you know. Yes, he can. I'm pretty sure that's a hat-trick for big David Walsh in the second row. The smile will confirm it.
Yeah, but the build-up play is just relentless, isn't it? It's just phase after phase. They probed down the left-hand side and got some good gain line with Price and Pat Wood, and then they come back and it's just carry after carry. And again, it's been so impressive. Their ability to capitalise on good field position and turn it into tries has been incredible. Their efficiency in that area of the game has been excellent, but it's down to really good discipline, getting the right people carrying the ball, the right people in behind, and being relentless in those carries.
And I think Castleknock's race is run. This may in fact be the last action. So it's a 5th try, 3 of those for David Walsh. He's enjoyed his afternoon. It's a good strike, but it stays out to the right-hand side and wide of the uprights, but it's a very impressive opening first showing from St. Michael's College. Full credit to the Aylesbury Road side, to Andy Skean and their players, but it's the end of the road at the first hurdle for Castleknock College. A good game, but no disputing that Michael's the better side over the course of the afternoon.
Yeah, very impressed by Michael's. I thought Castleknock were full value for a really good first half, made the game very competitive, but just they weren't able to stay in the fight long enough. And as I said, that ability for Michaels to be clinical in 22 was the real difference between two sides, and they've laid down a marker now. And we saw 2 good teams yesterday. Obviously, Clongo's bowed out, Belvoir still in the cup, but Michaels will be hard beaten, and I said earlier on, there's supposed to be 4 or 5 teams this year that could win it, but certainly Michaels deserve to be amongst those.
Certainly do. On the evidence of what we saw today, it's an afternoon that young David Walsh will never forget. Castleknock will come back stronger again, but it's Michael's Day at Energia Park in Donnybrook. The final score once again, St. Michael's 34, Castleknock College 5.